The Teton mountain range in Wyoming has existed for 9 million years. At the foot of the Tetons is the valley known as Jackson Hole, where the Grand Teton Music Festival has existed for less than 30 years. Joseph Robinson and his family have spent the last 10 summers in Jackson Hole, where he takes part in the Grand Teton Music Festival.
I came out here in 1979 after spending many summers in summer music camps in the mountains of western North Carolina. We've really fallen in love with the place, and I've said often that when I found the Tetons, I just transposed my love of mountains to a higher key.
During the winter, Robinson is the principal oboist with the New York Philharmonic. For the last few years, he has dreamed of bringing the festival and the Philharmonic together. And this month, his dream came true.
How do you do, Mr. Scott? Welcome to Jackson Hole,
The residents of Jackson welcomed the members of the Philharmonic and conductor Erich Leinsdorf as they arrived for a 2-week stay. The country's oldest orchestra came to give 4 benefit concerts for the Grand Teton Music Festival, a festival that has been called an unknown jewel. It got its start in 1962 in a high school auditorium in Jackson. 10 years later, a tent in Teton Village became its temporary quarters. Now the festival is housed in this wooden auditorium. Musicians and audiences alike hail it as an acoustical marvel.
This is my favorite stage in the world, and I've played on all of them now. And I think that the 2 weeks in our concerts and rehearsals here have vindicated my view that this is an extraordinary place to play and to hear classical music.
The stage is wonderful for us, and I haven't heard a single complaint, not to hear a single complaint about acoustics or about not hearing your partners. That is an extraordinary compliment to the place.
Erich Leinsdorf has had a long association with the Philharmonic, conducting the orchestra in more than 300 concerts around the world. But still, he found Jackson Hole special.
It's delightful. It is delightful, and one could really get used to it, because something like the Snake River here, you know, and seeing all the herons and the ospreys and the beavers, it is quite unique.
The musicians and their families spent many happy moments on the Snake River.
This is just an unbelievable place, and I'm having a marvelous time. I've climbed a mountain, which is something I've never done before.
Yay, Larry!
Well, I'm a very sedentary person.
Lawrence Tarlow is the orchestra librarian.
Certainly my climbing on the mountain and the views from Middle Teton Peak are breathtaking and not to be forgotten.
I've done everything from horseback riding to alpine ski slides, everything, hiking.
Horn player Jerome Ashby.
It's pretty nice to make beautiful music, even in New York City, but in beautiful surroundings. It really changes a lot. I've heard some exceptionally beautiful phrasing this week.
It's a very peaceful place to be, and it's the kind of setting that is so easy to make music in. It's so natural.
Bassoonist David Carroll and some fellow Philharmonic musicians gave a free chamber concert to thank the people of Jackson Hole for their warm welcome.
We were grateful for their hospitality. It took an awful lot of people working together to make it possible for the Philharmonic, the New York Philharmonic, to come here.
This is my 24th year, and I must say that every year is better than the last.
Ling Tung is the music director of the festival.
I feel that I would like to create a place so that colleagues get together, make music without deadlines, for each other and for friends.
Tung conducted the New York Philharmonic in Beethoven's Third Piano Concerto with soloist Alicia de Larrocha.
The Tetons stretch out against the western sky like a high altar. They compel us to lift up our eyes, to step outside ourselves and become portion of the beauty around us, to climb a little higher. And when we've done the very best that we can do, these magnificent mountains remind us that our finest achievements in life but mirror weakly their creator's power.